child, where you are, wherever God's placed you, keep praying for the rains that heaven will send you right to this small poor spot in God's garden. Welcome harvest is nigh, so bloom where you are. Sometimes you're so lonely, feeling lost and forgotten, beaten down by the sun in the heat of a troublesome day. Pray to remember others struggling around you. Give them a little shade wherever you may. Child, bloom where you are, wherever God's placed you. Keep praying for the rains that heaven will send you right to this small poor spot in God's garden. Welcomed harvest is nigh, so bloom where you are. Welcome harvest is nigh, so bloom where you are. Woo! And audiences wiping tears, men and women. There's something about it, you know, that there's a saying that the majority of men live out their lives in quiet desperation, or words to that effect, and we do. You come to realize that you're not 10 feet tall and bulletproof, and you're not gonna achieve everything that you thought you was gonna achieve, and like another saying goes, you wanna make God laugh, just tell him your plans. Because he knows what's good for you. He knows what you need and what you don't need. You know, thank God for unanswered prayers, as Garth Brooks said in one of his songs. 4 years from 40. 4 years from 40 sure ain't a long time when you've looked on this old world with a tired, aching mind. 36 fast years of slowly falling behind. I'm 4 years from 40 this time. 4 years from 40, just along for the ride. I've been gathering momentum for my downhill slide, watching my failures beat down my pride. I'm 4 years from 40 this time. 4 years from 40. You know, it didn't take that long. My summer's near over. Autumn's coming on. Springtime's just a memory, with my dreams left behind. I'm 4 years from 40 this time. Oh, but I get to thinking what the Lord's given me. all my children, they're like golden leaves scattered around me. They're my life's greatest treasure. God's allowed me to have. And you know, 4 years from 40 ain't so bad. Four years from 40 ain't so bad. As you get older, you get what they call short-term memory loss. But you can remember decades ago something in your childhood. And like that little red rocker that my daddy fixed up for me, it ain't the big cash amounts that you give your kids that they remember, or the big, feel like you have to send them to college. I worked my way through college because I knew my daddy and mama couldn't afford anything like that. They sat on the sofa and cried when they gave me my first suit. I was 19 years old. It was for graduation. Let me explain. I wasn't held back, I wasn't stupid. I was a sickly little kid up until about 5th or 6th grade. So every year without fail, by the time when I was all ready to go to school, we lived in Rose City then, right down where your shop was at, Ryan, Mrs. Bunch, it was a rent house. I was all ready to start school at 8-6 and come down with the flu for 2 weeks. Couldn't start school, so I started when I was 7. So I was going right at 19, But it's the little things that your children are going to remember. And one day when they get in their 50s and 60s and 70s, they're going to think back and all of a sudden something's going to hit them right in the face that y'all did as a family. This one is a more recent song. I wrote it 5 years ago. I haven't written much anymore. God used me, and He will use the most unlikely characters to work His will. He'll even use evil people. During 2006, I'd wake up in the middle of the night. I did this about 15 to 20 times during that year. For some reason, with a song or part of a lyric in my head, I'd get up and I'd go to my computer and I'd type it out. And I've always been blessed with able to do a song in about 45 minutes to an hour, and then I fine-tune it. And sometimes you have to kill your children, so to speak, and get them right. And I guess the majority of my songs from that year were written like that. And then it stopped. And I feel that I'm not quite the same as I was then, but once. Priscilla doesn't like it when I get on the wrong table.
I was looking.
Wrong fret. Once upon a time, somewhere in our lullabies and nursery rhymes, a wondrous place where we as children smile if but for a while, for a while, for a while. Once in meadows bright, running pure and free in God's pure light, we chased our dreams with no fear of gathering night. Once upon a time, oh what a time, oh what a time. O'er flowered hills we sang like bluebirds in flight. Every feeling we felt was like warm candlelight. But cold sands of time flowed silently along as we danced to the music of our song. Now childhood's dreams and fantasies enmeshed within fragmented memories appear within our fitful broken sleep, allowing fleeting glimpses of that precious land. For someone who loved us then will greatly take our hand, as once upon a time, oh what a time, oh what a time. The Marines over there, they were always requesting it. But it's about a boy riding back home, and today it can be a young lady riding back home. They're taking the brunt of it also. I don't know if some of you have ever heard of the USO. It's the United Services Organization. Look them up on the internet, and if you have a civic organization or a church group, and you know if maybe one of your church members might be overseas, it means a lot to them to get something from home. And I remember we had an unwritten rule that if you got a care package, you would share it with your buddies. That was the thing to do, because there were some guys in every company that never got nothing. And so, you know, toiletry items, you know, snacks, they appreciate it all. And the USO operates, you know, it's best known for the Bob Hope shows and the entertainers that travel around the world. But it's the soldiers on the line companies and the forward bases away from the big USO clubs with the swimming pools. But the ones out there at the Spirit Point, they're the ones that need the care packages. Merry Christmas, Mom and Dad. I'm writing you from somewhere in the Middle East, and I pray this letter reaches home by Christmas Eve. Mama, thank you for the gingerbread. I even managed to get myself a crumb or two. My buddies in the 4th platoon, oh thank you. Folks, please don't you worry about me in this desert land. Heat ain't been that bad, I've gotten quite a tan. Daddy, read this letter out loud to our family when you gather around the tree Christmas Eve. The sand dunes sparkling here in the moonlight look just like snow-covered hills. And I'm remembering the little manger scene I had so long ago as a little kid. And wouldn't that be something if the world found peace tonight? That would be quite a present for the Christ child. Oh, but Dad, there's something I must ask you I don't understand. Didn't you have Bibles back in Vietnam? 'Cause here we can't have them, and I just don't think it's right to be without a Bible Christmas night. Lord, soldiers need the Holy Bible in their times of solitude, and in the terrible heat of battle the scriptures are their soul's refuge. The Saudis don't mind us dying to protect their oil-sold land, but they're offended by a Bible in our hands. They're offended by a Bible in our hands. Why hasn't Mr. Bush drawn one more line across their land and have them read his lips to show them where we Christians stand? But maybe American blood mixed with arable and sand is not half as offensive to them as a Bible in our hands. Yes, maybe American blood mixed with arable and sand is not as offensive to the Saudis as a Bible in some soldier's hand.